The final battle. Back at Latveria, Spider-Man and Ghost Rider were searching for the Molecule Man. They were unsure of how he looked like and was like a wild goose chase hunt, as Doom's castle was enormous. They eventually came across a chamber that was locked with several keys. Spider-Man tried to use his intelligence to unlock the chamber. Meanwhile, at the surface of Latveria, the rest of Nick Fury's team were battling with Doom and his army. Many of the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., including Nick Fury, were killed in the fight. Daredevil and Elektra were also running out of strength to fight against Doom and his army. Doom faced both Elektra and Daredevil before deciding to give them a fair fight. He told them that he would fight both of them in close quarters combat as a fair fight. Elektra and Daredevil fought tooth and nail against Doom, but Doom was still superior in his fighting skills. Being able to deflect the kicks and punches from both, Doom told them that playtime is over. He grabbed Elektra's arm and twisted it, breaking it. He then grabbed her by the neck before snapping it. Elektra was motionless, and Doom tossed her body into the pile of corpses of the other S.H.I.E.L.D. members. Daredevil was horrified by it and screamed. He charged towards Doom and tried to defeat him, but his efforts were in vain. Doom managed to defeat Daredevil before lifting him in the air and breaking his back. Daredevil was paralyzed and he was unable to fight anymore. Doom laughed and proclaimed that these heroes were no match for him. Just then he felt something was shot in his back. He felt his back had been shot with an EMP grenade. The EMP grenade and the Punisher emerged from the flames. He shot Doom in the face with his assault rifle before using his battle knife to cut through Doom. Doom, who was shocked, took several damage but was still unfazed. Doom wanted to grab Punisher again, but Punisher rolled back before using a rocket launcher to blast Doom across his throne room. Doom got back up and said that he's furious now. Before he could channel his arcane rays through his gloves, he saw something green dropping on him. It was Bruce Banner, who has transformed into the Hulk. Bruce saw how the others, such as Daredevil and Elektra, were killed mercilessly in the battle. With the rage that he felt from their deaths, and his guilt of not being able to do anything, he transformed into the Hulk and smashed Doom. Hulk continued smashing Doom into the ground before Doom managed to launch a powerful lightning bolt, shocking the Hulk. But the Hulk gets stronger with more rage. He picked up Doom and smashed him outside his castle. With Doom now being distracted from the fight with Hulk, Punisher decided to track Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. Meanwhile at New York, Annihilus and his army were devouring past the military and the police. The Fantastic Four were trying their very best to halt Annihilus, but his army and himself were too strong for them. They knew they needed help, but the rest of the team were in Latveria facing Doom. What a hell and mess this was, Reed thought to himself. Just as they were being cornered by Annihilus and his armies, they saw the insectoids being sliced into thin pieces with a swift blade. Other insectoids were being wrapped in green sphere before disintegrated. One by one of Annihilus's armies were being slaughtered, and the Thing decided to use the opportunity to carry several military tanks and tossing them at the insectoids. The insectoids were taken aback and decided to flee temporarily. They saw a man with shades emerging from the corpses of the insectoids. It was none other than Eric Brooks, Blade, and the Sorcerer Supreme, Dr. Strange. Reed was surprised by their arrival, but was glad for their assistance. However, he did not expect Blade to take part in their fight, as he thought that Blade's main cause of fight was against vampires. Blade told them that while he was at an underground vampire club for a mission, he overheard the news of Doom's invasion and strange portals opening in New York. At first, he was hesitant to fight against the insectoids, but one of them attacked him, causing him to fight back. While he was fighting, he met Dr. Strange, who was battling with the other insectoids. They decided to team up temporarily to fight off the enemies. They saw the Fantastic Four were being attacked and decided to aid them. Johnny told Strange that he only heard of tales of the Sorcerer Supreme from the Daily Bugle, but never knew that he was real. Strange told him that he existed but decided to keep a low profile till now. He told Richards that Annihilus originated from the Negative Zone and was the ruler of the Negative Zone. He said that while he wasn't aware of much information of Annihilus, but from what he heard from the Ancient One last time, was that Annihilus possessed a weapon called the Cosmic Control Rod. It allowed its owner to manipulate cosmic energy in order to control the molecular structure of matter. The rod is capable of projecting vast amounts of destructive energy and concussive force. Continuous exposure of the cosmic energies of the rod has also retarded the aging process of the wielder, making Annihilus virtually immortal. He is also an elite personal guard called the Centurions, which are 200 superpowered aliens, each from the Negative Zone world. The Negative Zone was deemed of a mystery than reality, as nobody has really explored it till Mr. Fantastic created a quantum gateway that accidentally opened a portal to the Negative Zone. Hungry for more power, Strange suspects that Annihilus wants to devour other universe, starting with the Negative Zone. The only way to permanently defeat Annihilus is to destroy the quantum gateway and sending Annihilus back to the Negative Zone forever. The Fantastic Four decided to go to the portal to locate Annihilus's gateway that sent him to Earth from the Negative Zone. However, they are at risk of being trapped in there forever. Strange and Blade told them that they will try their best to hold off Annihilus and his armies. If things go south, Strange said that he will use his Eye of Agamotto to reverse time, but that would be the last option, as exposing the eye will draw in more enemies from across the universe. Back in Latveria, Doom was still battling with Hulk, but Doom was gaining the upper hand in their fight. Meanwhile, at the basement of Doom's castle, Spider-Man managed to unlock the secret chamber, and he saw an imprisoned man being locked into a cylindrical tube. Ghost Rider told Spider-Man that this might be the so-called Molecule Man. The Molecule Man awoken and asked who they were. He introduced themselves as Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. Spider-Man then unlocked the tube, and the Molecular Man was released. The Molecule Man then asked if any of them had any food. Surprised by the reaction and assuming it was a test, Spider-Man said that he did bring along with him a hamburger. Ghost Rider was puzzled, and Spider-Man merely said that he thought that the bottle would be a lengthy one and he needed to keep himself hungry. Spider-Man gave him the hamburger, and the Molecule Man thanked him. The Molecule Man then began explaining about his history and his encounter with Doom. He told them about the existence of the Beyonders, the originators of the reality. However, they soon became bored with the universe and craved for destruction. They decided to initiate a new timeline where a human being would be able to obtain all or partial of their powers to wreak havoc across the universe. They chose a weak man who was working at a nuclear factory and caused an accident there. The accident resulted in the man being exposed to large amounts of radiation, and the radiation was actually part of the Beyonders' powers in disguise. They wanted a living weapon to wreak havoc across the universe. However, Uatu the Watcher was observing the events that unfolded and determined that this man was a universal level threat and needed to be kept far away in a dimension where nobody could access. He then decided to use that man against the Beyonders. He gathered all Molecule Man across the other parallel timelines and combined them into a bomb, before directing it towards the unsuspecting Beyonders. With multiple Molecule Man combined into one and having the combined powers of the Beyonders, the Molecule Man exploded, and the detonation killed all of the Beyonders. Now, with the fully enhanced power of the Beyonders, the Molecule Man was, however, deeply weakened from the detonation. At the same time, Doom, who knew that the Negative Zone had a powerful source, came across the Molecule Man when he tracked the Fantastic Four into the Negative Zone. Using his arcane arts, Doom created a special tube that imprisoned the Molecule Man, who was weakened after the explosion with the Beyonders, and channeled the powers from the Molecule Man into himself. This granted Doom omnipotence and reality warping abilities, eventually declaring himself as God Emperor Doom. With over 3 centuries stuck in the Negative Zone, Doom has absorbed most of Molecule Man's powers and was able to create a portal back to Earth after an alliance with Annihilus, the ruler of the Negative Zone. The Molecule Man told Ghost Rider and Spider-Man that the only way for them to stop Doom is for someone to possess some of his powers to match Doom himself. However, the risk is high as they are at risk of death because the Molecule Man's power can be too powerful for a mere mortal. Spider-Man wanted to sacrifice himself as he felt that with great power comes great responsibility. Ghost Rider stopped Spider-Man and told him that Spider-Man should not do something foolish. As Ghost Rider was literally dead, getting the Molecule Man's power would not result in his death. Ghost Rider agreed, and the Molecule Man began channeling his powers to Ghost Rider.